Hi, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another Say What podcast. Today, we will be discussing challenges that manufacturers will experience in 2023. And don't worry, we will be providing some solutions to you all as well. Mike Zora is here with me. He is a senior strategic energy advisor at Nania Energy, and he has years of experience working in the manufacturing sector. So let's get started. So, Mike, we've seen the challenges that tech has already faced so far in 2023. What challenges do you see for manufacturers this year?
Great question, Jill. Most of last year's three main issues came up over and over again in my conversations with our manufacturing clients: labor, supply chain, and rising commodity costs. These have not gone away to start the year, and I expect more of the same for 2023.
So let's start with the first issue you mentioned, labor. Tell me what you've heard surrounding that issue.
Well, finding talent for the various roles in a facility has definitely been a challenge. Many manufacturers I speak with would love to run another shift or even two, but they just can't find the workers to fill those roles. Depending on what you're making, some are as busy as ever, and they would like to make more. They simply can't fill the hours. If manufacturers finally get the right talent into the roles, this leads into the next issue, which is the supply chain and actually getting the materials to keep manufacturing.
So from what I'm hearing, it sounds like these two issues are somewhat intertwined. Can you talk to us about supply chain being one of those issues? And would it be correct to say that this issue is one of the larger ones that manufacturers have to overcome?
I would say so. Supply chain encompasses everything from where materials originate from, how they're made, and then how are they transported to the final destination. You've no doubt heard of the big container ships trapped in docks and certain materials taking many weeks or even months to get unloaded and then transported somewhere. In addition to simply getting materials, there is now a much bigger focus on how and where these materials were made. Many more manufacturers are being asked to not only look at their sustainability practices, but also where their suppliers get their materials from. In our world of energy, sustainability departments are also asking operations to be more green or to find a way to offset their gas and electricity usage. Having accountability for your emissions is becoming a bigger challenge, whether it's in their facility or further down the supply chain.
Is there a solution for manufacturing companies? I'm guessing the supply chain issue ties into the last issue of commodity costs that you mentioned earlier.
Yes to both. Commodity prices have been on an upward roller coaster for a while now, with certain products like wood, plastics, or freight increasing monthly or even weekly sometimes. When it comes to energy, you can lock into an agreement for your gas or electric for a term, and that can't be changed, as opposed to the other materials I mentioned previously. Even if energy skyrockets this year, whatever you lock into won't necessarily be affected. That would be one good solution for the energy commodity. While we're talking about solutions, let's talk about one for the sustainability issue. And that would be buying renewable energy credits, or RECs. These can be bought along with or without your energy agreement. Buying renewable energy credits can satisfy claims that offset your electricity usage, so you can meet those sustainability requirements that you're being asked. Carbon offsets are used for the gas portion of these. So both of these are less expensive options than, say, installing solar panels on your rooftop or wind turbines on the facility or the land.
Thank you for taking a deeper dive into those issues for our listeners in the manufacturing sector and providing them with also some solutions to act on.
Jill, I appreciate you having me here today and helping provide some insight into what's going on in this sector. While we know that the labor issue is a tough one to solve, maybe it's a staffing agency or such to help with that, but there is some relief through the commodity cost issue on the energy side and being able to satisfy some of those sustainability requirements.
Thanks again, Mike, for being here. If our listeners have questions or want advice, who should they reach out to?
Of course, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to help and have those conversations, but any advisor at our office would also be thrilled to hear from you.
All right. Thank you to all our listeners for tuning in and stay tuned for the next Say What podcast.